today we're going to cover effective day-to-day stress proofing. And the reason why we're covering that is, now, in terms of stress, earlier in the previous module, I shared with you how the society is very much a fear-driven economy. Politics, commercialization, they want to make you afraid, to make you compliant, make you buy things. That is what they're there to do. And we can deal with that to some extent before bed by practicing the loosening exercise, by practicing heart coherence visualization. But that is not early enough in the cycle, because by the time you come to those exercises, you already got the stress. It's already built up through the day. So what can you do? Can we address it even earlier in the cycle? Can we become stress-proof? And this is what we're here to explore. Okay, so what we're covering, what will you be discovering today? Well, you'll be discovering how preparing for bed actually starts in the morning. It starts throughout the day. It's not just something you do before bed, like the relaxation exercise, that's just before bed. But I actually want to show you how the preparation starts at the beginning of your day, and it's something that you'll be doing throughout the day to prepare for bed. It's not just and the fact. And I want to explain what the consequences are, what does it mean to you, plus show you some of the key techniques that help a ton of my clients become stress proof. So you can be the calm in the thick of the worst storm, when the whole world is falling apart, when everyone else is overwhelmed. You're there. You're the calmest person in the room. You're composed. You're not easily frazzled, and you're not easily disturbed. Like the eye in the center of a cyclone or typhoon, you're the stillness in the thick of a mess. Wouldn't you like that? Yeah? You want that, right? That's because that is ultimately going to help you sleep better. You don't even let the stress get to you. And therefore, by the time you go to bed, maybe just a minor relaxation technique, and that is just enough. And we'll take action, of course. Every day, every week, we'll be taking action. Taking action is how you make progress, and lots of small actions is going to make big progress, just like termites. Termites bring down an entire building. It looks like it's all of a sudden, bang, the whole thing fall down. But you know that every day the termite is eating away, you just don't see it. And it's those tiny little decisions and actions that we do on a daily basis that's going to make a big transformative change to your sleep. Okay, so we're going to build on that. Every day we're going to add to that, and you're going to take action. All right, let's go. Preparing for bed start during the day. Now, majority of course often overlook that fact. They kind of look at sleep as something you do before you go to bed, right? And it kind of makes sense because you're talking about sleep. You talk about going to bed, and so you have a sleep routine, which is stuff that you do, quieten yourself to get prepared for bed. And the anxiety, relaxation, the audio, all that lighting, these are the stuff that I shared with you. You do before the bed, but the reality is tension, stress, anxiety builds and builds throughout the day. And as they say, prevention is better than the cure. We want to look at preventing that, because if your day looks something like this, you know why. Schedule. You can have a busy work schedule, and that could be overwhelming. That creates stress. Or it could be children falling ill. Children falling ill creates a lot of stress. Again, not quite in your control. You can't tell them, don't get ill. You just have to look after them and still somehow make do. So these are all stresses. Someone might just be having a bad day and decide to let it out on you. It's not about anything you did, but just having a bad day. So, again, not in control, right? Or your favorite policeman might just thought you need some help with money, as in you've got too much and they want to give you a ticket for speeding fine when you're just going 2 miles over the limit. Anyone experience that? So you can see that our day is full of a lot of things that we can't necessarily control. Now, the reality is there's a choice. You can say how unfair the world is, how it doesn't. You can complain about all these things that you can't control, or maybe you can think about a strategy for dealing with that. So you can experience these triggers for stress, but not let it infect you. You can entertain the thoughts of stress, but not let it build. Right? It's going to build, because otherwise you just let it like a snowball. You just a little bit, stress, the tension, screaming, yelling, sick children, so on and so forth. And before you know it, you've got avalanche and you're running away. So doing meditation, dealing with the avalanche is not exactly the best idea. Yes, it will relax you to some extent doing the instant relaxation exercise I've shown you, but wouldn't it be better if we can eliminate the snowball as it builds, just when it begins? And that's what we're here to do. So how do you become stress proof? Let me give you some strategy to do that, so you have less to deal with before bed. What can you do? I'm going to show you a particular technique. This is great to do before a big event, right? So in this event, it could be before a important meeting, when you need to go into and do some important presentation. It could be you having a conversation, important conversation, you really just want to be fully present. Anything that you feel that you need to prepare for in order to do well and not be stressed. A speech, a meeting, whatever that may be. So you come up with ideas. Now, this technique was actually taught to Navy SEALs. So what happened after September 11 is that there's a huge demand for special forces, these special unconventional combat soldiers. Now, as you know, they don't just grow them on trees or keep them on ice until we're ready. We need extra special forces of Navy SEALs, and we just bring them out, right? So they go through a grueling selection process, and what they realize is a majority of them fail to make the mark. And the reason they didn't make the mark, it wasn't anything physical. Anyone that's insane enough to attempt the special forces selection process are some of the fittest, strongest, most well-trained soldiers in the entire force. But why do majority fail? It's because of this. It's in their head. So what they do is they got a bunch of psychologists, they got some mindfulness trainers, and they came up with the 4 pillars of mental toughness. And they use this program to see if they can improve the mental strength of these soldiers so that they don't break in their head before their body. Make sense? And one of the mental pillars is arousal control. And arousal control is basically when you're getting shot at. You're not so aroused and reactive that you make stupid mistakes, because that's how you get your team killed. So this is the technique they teach them. Before a key mission, they prepare this by doing what's known as the box breath. That's the origin of the box breath. You may have heard of it before, but this is what it is. It's used in preparation for something important. In their case, it's doing the actual training. In your case, it could be facing up to someone important and making that presentation. It could be just before you're about to work on something important, let's say a proposal, a marketing piece, whatever that's important enough, and you want to have that composure, the calmness of mind, so you're not stressed, you're not anxious, you're not fearful, you master your mind. And this is what you do. It's actually super simple. I'll show you. Place your hand on your heart, if possible. what that triggers is a relaxation response, but have your body upright, not collapse, right? So let me make myself bigger. You don't want to have yourself like this, okay? You want to make yourself nice and straight, dignified, like a Mount Fuji. I'm not sure you've seen a photo of Mount Fuji. It's really majestic, like a big majestic tree. There's that sense of alertness, but you're not tense. Okay, you're kind of alert but relaxed. It's that perfect balance of alert, relaxed. Hand on your heart, do this, and you're gonna take breath in over 5 seconds. You're gonna hold the breath over 5 seconds. You're gonna take 5 seconds to breathe out, and you're gonna hold your breath out. Don't breathe in for 5 seconds, and you're gonna repeat breathing in for 5 seconds and hold for 5 seconds. So like a box. Breathing in, hold, breath in, breathing out, hold, breath out, breathing in. Okay, that cycle, that's why it's called a box breath. This is when you have time to prepare. And let's just, let's practice. How about that? Let's practice this. So on my mark, so hand on your heart. Remember, your body is majestic, it's straight, it's dignified. If you feel safe to do so, close your eyes, but you don't have to. The idea is you can do this with your eyes open. The downside with eyes open is you could be distracted. You could be looking at what's around this. You can look at, oh, there's a piece of food, or you can get mentally distracted. So as you practice, when you first start, my recommendation is close your eyes. But as you get better, you can do this anytime, even if you're looking straight at the person without your hand. You can be doing box breath, and no one knows anything about what you're doing. You're secretly preparing for important moment, and no one knows, right? That's not taught in so much of these meditation or breath work based training. Is they always assume you've got time to close your eyes and get do the mantra and lotus pose, and then go there and go 3 times. It doesn't like that. So you can do that in a retreat, but we live in a real life. I want this is something to be used in the moment. So for practice, just for now, close your eyes, but know that that is just the beginner's version of the box breath. The advanced version of box breath is that you could be just about walking on a stage. Don't close your eyes, don't do this, and you just do the box breath. In 5 seconds, hold 5 seconds, out 5 seconds, hold 5 seconds. Okay, I'm ready to go. Next comes the next presenter. Take it away, right? That is ultimately what you're getting to with the box breath. So I don't want to harp on too long. I don't want to make this long training, but that's really important. There's a difference between training and and using it. Training, it's deliberate practice. It's like going to the gym. You're pumping iron of the mind, of your calmness response. Okay, ready. Hands on heart, close your eyes. Okay, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath. 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Just breathe out slowly. Back to normal. Simple enough? It's not complicated, is it? Right? The idea is, here's the instruction that I put in the slide. what I'll do is, that reminds me, I'll attach a slide for you. But you can see, place your hand on high if possible, lower your gaze or close your eyes if it's safe to do so. Now, for deliberate practice, I want you to do some conscious practice of this technique. So when it comes to using it, you're ready to go. Right? You can't just improvise. It does need some practice. Not a lot. You can do a few times and you would have mastered the technique. Just remember, you do need to practice. Okay, breathe in into the body for 5 seconds. Hold your breath in for 5 seconds. Breathe out for 5 seconds. Okay, breathe out for 5 seconds. So that's the instruction. And hold your breath out for 5 seconds. And repeat 3 to 6 times until you feel you're ready to go. And eventually, to use it, do it with your eyes open, just hands by your side. Completely relax and just do it with that and try that and see what that feels like, what that experience is like. And these are great for preparing for big events. Okay? All right, any questions, let me know. The next one is a different technique because you don't always have time to prepare. What happens is certain things just come. Someone can scream at you, cut you off in the traffic. There are times when you just feel like giving people the middle finger, right? Or telling your boss, get the F out of here. Why are you always targeting me, bullying me, right? And we might, before we know it, we say something and we regret. So we don't always have an opportunity to practice, to actually prepare to be stressed or prepare to be stressful. So this is a technique for using in the moment when you can't really prepare. And this is something that, again, you do want to practice so you memorize it, you know the technique. So when the moment comes, it happens like that. It happens like that. You can do that in the middle of a conversation and you'll be okay. And I'll show you what I mean. But beginner's version, this is what you do. Okay? Become stress-proof. Technique number 2. SBNRR. It's a bit of a mouthful. Some people like to remember this acronym as Siberian North Railroad, okay, or something about. And anyway, you can come up with your acronym. The Siberian North Railroad come with another student, but anyway, it's really good for managing unexpected anxiety. And what it stands for is this: stop. When you're triggered, when something happened, triggered, remind yourself to stop and pause. Just for a moment. Pause. What do you think B is? Breathe. Breathe. Take a big breath. Just one breath. Okay? Take a single breath. N is to become curious. Curiosity is the antidote for fear, anxiety, and stress. Because when you're curious, you're open, you're expansive, you're like a child. It's not a defensive response. You're kind of starting to notice, and with a curious mind, what is happening? Why are they screaming at me? Is it because they're stressed? Why am I feeling so defensive? Is it because they remind me of my mother? Oh my God. Just become curious of what's going on. Have that curiosity is really going to help you become stress-proof, right? In the midst of a big thing happening. So notice what's going on. Be curious. R is to reflect. So I'm just going to zoom in. What is the most important thing for me right now? And what is the most important thing right now? Don't forget, you are important. Yeah. So consider whether what you're noticing is important. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's more. There are other more important things. Just reflect what is the most important thing in that moment. So don't think about yesterday or the future. In that moment, maybe the most important thing is to calm the situation down and to walk away. because someone's screaming at you and you're just about to punch them in the face. But that's probably going to land you in a lot of trouble, so yeah, walk away. And that's when the second R comes in. Oops. Respond. Take action. Do what is most important. The sequence is designed to help you become more conscious of your response. There's nothing about this that says you must not punch someone or be nasty. It's just that, is your choice a reaction because someone triggered you and therefore you're going to regret it? Or is it an action that is actually most appropriate, the best thing that you can do for yourself right now? Right? To be much more conscious of your response. So the SBNRR is a technique that's going to help you deal with everyday stresses, everyday triggers in the moment. And when you practice and get to master this, first is do it on your own. Just memorize this SBNR. Okay, stop. Okay, stop what I'm doing. Okay, breathe. Notice what's going on. I'm thinking about dinner. Okay, well, is that the right thing? Okay, reflect. I'm recording a video, so what's my response? I better focus on it. See, this is what I mean. And once you get good at it, again, that is deliberate practice, as in that's your mental gymnastics, where you go to the mental gym and you train your mental muscles to be good at it. When it comes to using it, you do it with your eyes open. You do it when you're under pressure, in the moment at work, right? It's designed to be used not in a yoga studio. It's designed to train you in the studio so that you can react better to everyday stresses, so that you can become stress proof. And that's important. I can do that when someone come in, Stephen, what the effing did you do that for? I can, before I just snap back, it's like, what are you talking about? I can stop. I can breathe. Give me a second. I can notice, and with curiosity, I think he's just having a bad day. Okay, well, what's my response? Look, I know you're under a lot of pressure. Probably not the best time to talk. Let's just take a deep breath and let's walk away. I'll come back to you. I'll deal with you. I'll make sure that we sort this through. Okay? Just not right now. That's dignity. That is maintain your composure. That's calm in the thick of the storm. That is what great leaders, and that's what great parents, that's what great people do. I hope you find this useful, because this technique is what I teach some of my executives, and it's worked a treat. It's a proven technique, SBNRR. The box breath is great for preparation, but you're now armed with two techniques to help you become stress proof, so that when you come to get into bed and rest, you don't have a build up of this entire day of stress. It's much less to deal with. It's much easier to prevent having stress build up than to deal with it at the end of the day. Okay, so your sleep hygiene starts during the day, not just at the end of the day. Your action today, well, I want you to share in the community what stress-proof technique do you like the most that you want to pick on, that you want to try, because you're going to practice. And let us know, when did you actually apply this technique and what was the outcome? What was the experience of you? What's the experience of others around you? Whether you have any challenges in applying these techniques. Knowing is not good enough, right? You must apply. And that's how you learn. That's how you experience and learn. So that's important. Ask any questions or challenges in the community. Make sure you communicate. And that is it. That is today's module. I hope you're picking out a lot of things. I'm covering sleep from a fundamental basis, and you can see that we talk about biology, there's biological techniques, exercises. Now we're dealing with the mental aspect of your day, your mindset, and how you can master your mind so you don't avoid the stress build-up. And this is going to impact your biology, and your biology is going to impact on your psychology. It's all related, part of the same thing. So again, any questions, let me know. Love to hear from you. Thank you for attending the challenge with me. And until I see you next time, take care. God bless.